Welcome to today's detailed topic, what to do if you lose your job now or if you have already lost it. 15 blunt, hardcore, straightforward reasons why Indians will find it tough going in the ongoing corona, especially if they have lost their jobs and their means of earning. Plus, 45 must-do steps for preparing for life after job loss. For real validation to this topic, please focus only on the content. Kindly ignore my Latinos in pronunciation, tone, expression, accent, grammar, my looks, and even this video's background. If you need help on any specific topic or need coaching, mentoring, counseling to overcome the issues, the challenges, the problems you're facing in your personal, professional, business part of life, along with the relationship issues, kindly email me on the IDs given in either of my two websites. Please like the videos which adds value to you. Kindly subscribe and share this message about coaching session and the videos with the near and dear ones. Now, coming back to our topic. What to do if you lose your job now? Have you lost your job or expect to be laid off in this ongoing and post-corona COVID-19 world? Economically, the world and especially India is sliding down towards a setup where, conservatively speaking, at least one person among five in wonderful booming conditions and one person among three in worst case scenario won't have their jobs. Although, if the current Indian government of India shows the intelligence and maturity, which is most unlikely given their agenda, competence, intent, team and blindness of welcoming all the US, European and Japanese manufacturing industries which are trying to get out of China to India by giving carte blanche operational clearance and by providing them with land and other things on warm footing. Then we may see a very vibrant economy couple of years from now, let's say 2-3 years from this July 2020. My prediction is worst is yet to come, with each one of us experiencing worse to worse India in time to come. India missed the earlier bus too in short-sightedness and lack of economic, social, people leadership maturity. The most affected working class, which are going to be hugely negatively impacted, are the daily wages, contract workers, front line to middle level executives. The life is going to be much tougher for them, if not downright pathetic. Barring heavenly miracles, which has not happened since the history of mankind, the economy or the job business scenario is not going to change for better for a very long time. In fact, it will keep getting worse in near future. If you are a regular salaried or ad hoc working class engaged in projects, temporary assignments or a piecemeal profession where probably you need to dig the well every day, going will be very challenging. In fact, the word challenging would acquire newer horrible meanings. Now, there are 15 blunt, hardcore, straightforward reasons why Indians will find it tough going in the ongoing corona, especially if they have lost their jobs and means of earning. First, Indian economy with this huge government budgetary deficit just does not have any leeway to create a stimulus for boosting economy. Few developed countries can bear the strain, but they too would scale down all the spending. In fact, as the current scenario is concerned, the government is almost bankrupt after bailing out banks and the PSUs and going for uncalled for huge expenses, erecting the statues, the corrupt businessmen, the rich industries. This is Indian paradox. We have rich industrialists but sick industries and making huge non-disclosed investment. Besides this, they kept on coming out with budgets which were totally protectionist and completely anti-reforms, which could have put India on solid footing to face this crisis more effectively. Besides, because of this global scenario, which is fast approaching a global recession, most of the countries who are large consumer Indian goods and services would go for low spending, resulting for almost all the export-dependent industries, businesses, most negatively affected and maybe to the point of closure of few. Because of the government failed to take advantage of the opportunities in the last few years, which countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, etc. lapped up, picking up and boosting those industries through local consumption would be almost impossible task. It is going to be completely different than 2008 recession, because then the government had lots of reserve. This time all the RBI, SEBI and many similar reserves are already exhausted. Local consumptions, especially those which are economic boosters, would slide further and further down in the industries business like construction, real estate, automobiles, travel, tourism, hotel, hospitality. All these industries will have cascading dominoes effect on their dependent ancillary as well as related industries. And unlike 2008 recession, when the businesses and industries had good 10 years from the years 1999 onwards, in today's scenario, the corporate India does not have any other choice but to cut back on workforce, cut cost, reduce production, etc., etc. Most of the small businesses are going to collapse for lack of demand. Just like it happened in the year 2008, the freshers from good institutes, many of who got the offer letters for job, may find these are not getting honored. Students coming out of the third ranking institutes can only hope on creativity, innovation or prayers alone, which we have seen fails the majority when they need it most. Many more NRIs would land up back in India because they will lose job in the current places. So the job market would become even more crowded and cutthroat would become ruthlessly cutthroat. If you are senior leadership person and lose a job, it would be very difficult for you to find any opening, as there would not be any movement at your level. And you can bet that people who are better fit are in the hunt for jobs too. If you're lucky to retain a job, you won't find any financial growth like increments, promotions, bonuses, etc. In fact, many of you would actually thank God if you retain a job with serious pay cuts. 15. If you were jobless before this crisis, your wait for a job could be indefinite unless you have managed to acquire a skill or qualification which makes you an attractive bargain for them to acquire. When you read all the above points, you will feel this message is nothing less than doomsday announcement. Of course it is. But this is not going to make you panic. This is not to make you panic, as it is equally true that by panicking, nothing major is going to happen, except making yourself and your dependent and loved ones more tense without serving any cause. This video is made with the sole hope that the reader who are affected or most likely to get affected should get into the action mode immediately, so that they can remain ahead of the people who would start when the tragedy strikes. This identical scenario will be there in many countries of the world. Please read my blog on Success Unlimited Mantra, essentiality of redefining a future right now. But if you are from the group that claps, bangs, bust crackers and are celebrating this misery of coronavirus, COVID-19 by doing anything like this, you don't need this blog, as you already have job of doing all days and all future innovative ones. Now, there are 45 must-do steps for preparing for life after job loss. Almost all of the following have separate do-it-yourself videos in this channel and articles in Success Unlimited Mantra blog section. First, emergency fund. If you have had the prudence to create it for at least 12 months expenses, it would be a real blessing. Check your financial status on how long you can carry on without becoming anxiety free. Bring expenses down to the only most basic necessities like food, shelter, medicines, studies. Google yourself. Know your worth as well as internet persona already there. Get help. Reach out to everyone you can. Recruiters, friends, old colleagues, and let them know you're looking for a new opportunity. Find and attend every social and professional and industry networking events. If possible, be a speaker or panelist to come in limelight. Learn how to prospect with class. Identify which mistakes you can avoid and what you can do better in your next job. What can you do to make yourself attractive to employers? Create clear value proposition for your employers, your boss, your employers' customers, and your employers' team based on your strength and track record. Learn to encash your expertise by way of teaching or helping someone for making money and also for the sake of helping only. While the landing a job cannot be guaranteed, ensure that you take short-term assignments that you can get. Identify the powerful people who have great influence in the industry. Enroll them as mentors. Try jobs and works, those are non-conventional. Identify all the debts and loans that you owe, as these lenders are going to become ruthless in collection. You have to create a plan. Ensure that your health insurance is current. Note down your latest job description. Enhance your CV using all the major responsibilities, roles, and projects that you have handled. As you have enough time, match the keywords each time in your cover letter as well as in your CV by updating it each time you apply for a new job. Update all your social and professional media profiles like LinkedIn, etc. Never badmouth your employer. Prepare to be investigated. Thorough background checks is surely a great help if your bosses gives positive recommendation. Find out which skills are going to be in demand in future in your industry or in a new one you can migrate to. Acquire, develop and polish those new skills. Understand that you need enough time to process your losing the job, as it is one of the most stressful events that will create many parallel experiences of fear, anxiety, depression, resentment and anger. Face the reality that you don't have your job and that you have to bounce back as soon as possible. In this brutal, crucial and cutthroat job market, you need to be flexible and need to consider all alternatives. Create a daily disciplined routine and regimen that is getting up at the same time like you were when working, and then using creativity and networking to find ways to get engaged meaningfully. Don't apply for all the jobs. Apply selectively where you feel best fit to avoid unnecessary expectations as well as frustrations of rejections, which will be plenty. Keep yourself inspired even if you don't hear back from recruiters and employers. Don't feel sorry, but fight back intelligently. Develop and polish your soft skills. Seek help from a spouse, your children, and other trusted family members. Use all the available tools of person-to-person connect, the centers of influence, internet search, job consultants, job portals, and newspapers. Diversify your job search activities. Stay connected with your ex-employer and co-workers meaningfully. Put all your long-term goals requiring celebrations and expenses on hold. Let go of the way life should have gone, except that looking for a job is now your main job. Volunteer to work for a powerful social cause. Besides being a motivation booster, it is also a great networking tool. Take care of yourself. Avoid going for alcohol or any such thing like smoking, etc. to kill your grief. Focus on happiness and getting fun out of small things. Exercise and right amount of sleep. Practice relaxation techniques. Get involved in hobbies and activities that makes you feel meaningful. Identify what you can influence and focus only on what you can control. Invest in your personal development. Create your elevator pitch, which has powerful impact and can summarize your key competencies and benefits for the decision makers in your industry.